nominations for election. The opposition Mahagathbandhan has reacted with caution while the BJP has welcomed the SIR.
12,000 मतों का अंतर था एनडीए अलायंस और महागठबंधन के जो अलायंस था हम लोगों का, और उसमें कम से कम 10 सीटें ऐसी थीं जो हम लोग 1,000 से नीचे हारे थे। तो ये सब गड़बड़ियां तो हुई थी, उसको कोई डिनाई नहीं कर सकता। इसीलिए आशंका है कि पता नहीं इस बार क्या हुआ है।
इलेक्शन कमीशन ने अच्छा काम किया है। एसआईआर में उन्हीं के नाम डिलीट हुए हैं जिनका देहांत हुआ या जिन्होंने अपना नाम कटवा के दूसरी जगह नाम डाला, या कोई बांग्लादेशी हो तो उसका नाम डिलीट हुआ है।
Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi had undertaken a 15-day voter Adhikar Yatra in the state against alleged voter list fraud. The yatra was hailed by the Congress top brass at the CWC meeting held in Patna. But since the yatra, a lot has happened. For instance, Prime Minister Narendra Modi rolled out a 10,000 rupees direct cash transfer to 75 lakh women. Now, with the final voter list out and the pitch ready for the assembly elections, will the SIR remain as an election issue at all? With Maushami Singh and Aishwarya Paliwal, Bureau Report, India Today.
Dr. Sanjay Kumar representing the JDU joins me. Professor Anwar Pasha representing the RJD. Sajjan Kumar, political analyst. And we'll be joined by national spokesperson of the BJP, Rohan Gupta, in just a bit. Sajjan Kumar, I'm looking at the final list. Of course, there'll be a detailed analysis of which are the regions from where this deletion has happened, like it happened in the, the initial list which was prepared. But 6% shrinking of the overall electorate in Bihar, in comparison to what we have seen in other revisions, because Election Commission undertakes these revision of voter lists from time to time. Does it actually lead to this substantive 6 to 7% shrinking of voter list?
Not necessarily, because 6 to 7% deletion is primarily based on the ones who are no more, the ones who have shifted, or a very minuscule section who could not perhaps apply for with adequate documents. This is one. Secondly, this 6% doesn't correspond to any particular caste or community or income group or a special group. That way, it is caste neutral, community neutral, region neutral, locality neutral, and also gender neutral, as was seen in the draft list when it was published, that contrary to the perception that it will go against the low-income group, poor, OBC, Dalits, minority, women, etc., that was not the case. We found that many of the districts like Patna, etc., came up with more deletion, etc. So that way, since the deletion is rational on the basis of the people who are no more, so anyway, had that name been there, right, they were already deceased voter, they would not have turned up to come and vote. Or the ones who have shifted but their name still continued, they would not have come. So this shrinking of the voter will not reflect, in the overall actual voting that was expected or that the political parties at the booth level expect.
Okay. So Professor Anwar Pasha and also to Dr. Sanjay Kumar as RJD and JDU spokespersons, the fact is that in the last few weeks, because the entire exercise was being questioned, you had ensured mobilization of your BLAs, that they would ensure that all the documents are submitted on time, and with the addition of the 12th document in Aadhaar, you were hoping that this entire exercise, all the questions that you were raising was being answered. With Aadhaar in that list of the document, have you ensured that all those you thought were illegally deleted were back in the list? Professor Anwar Pasha.
Marya, good evening. As a responsible opposition and custodian of the constitution and democracy, we have done our job. We have done our duty. We raised alarm against the conspiracy to delete the names of the poor and marginalized people of Bihar from the voter list. So to some extent, we have succeeded in it. Because of our efforts, many people whose names were deleted after the inclusion of Aadhaar card by the on the instruction of the Supreme Court. Many names were included, but still we find that despite we have succeeded to some extent, but as the list today that has been brought by the Election Commission.
So then, Professor Anwar Pasha, you will no longer say that this exercise was unfair.
Yeah. We are saying that this whole exercise was not very fair and not very transparent.
Okay, so you continue to maintain that it lacked
still there is a scope.
transparency.
Marya ji, let me conclude. There is still, however, there is still, I think, the scope, because we have not gone through the list. Today in the evening, the list has been released by the Election Commission.
Okay.
So we'll go through it, we'll scrutinize it, we'll study it, and there are many discrepancies in the list.
Okay.
We'll point it out, and on 7th there is a hearing in the Supreme Court.
That's right.
We'll brought all those points before the Supreme Court.
Okay, fine.
Because one example I will give you.
Yes.
217,000 people, they applied for deletion of their name. This is very amazing for me. I never heard that people in such a large number ever applied in the past for deletion of their name. What is this? I'll give you one example of Dhaka. Dhaka, not Bangladesh. Dhaka, there is the assembly constituency in East Champaran in Bihar. In one constituency, around 80,000 people's name were recommended. All Muslims. Muslims' name were recommended by the BJP on their official letterhead to delete their names because they are not the citizen of India. So, keeping in mind this conspiracy, we believe that so many discrepancies will be there.
Okay, you are still doubting this entire exercise, Dr. Sanjay Kumar of the JDU.
The network for a while, so I could not hear the RJD spokesperson well. But as we have been saying, we had deputed BLAs on the ground, and we are very satisfied with the entire process. And so I think they have been talking about vote chori and SIR garbadi, but have you heard any noise or any voice from the ground? In the age of social media, we have not heard any protest or anything from the people. It's only the Congress and RJD, specifically Congress, which has been talking about vote chori and irregulation by the Election Commission process. But we are very happy with the process, and we are very satisfied.
Okay, you are satisfied with this entire process, but Dr. Sanjay Kumar, vote chori or SIR is becoming an election talking point. Multiple surveys are suggesting that. And if that happens, that will be certainly disadvantage NDA. You have been in power for 20 years. Wouldn't you have wanted other issues to take center stage rather than this exercise?
Yeah, so we are not seeing that as an issue, to be honest. And we are fighting the election completely based on our achievements, the kind of development Mr. Nitish Kumar has done in the state, and nothing beyond that. So we are just focusing on our achievements, and we are also going to project how we are going to create Bihar 2.0, with our vision. So
okay,
that's
so
our
what is this Bihar? No, because you're making me curious with this Bihar 2.0. Nitish Kumar has been in power for 20 years. What will be the new Bihar then? It should be Bihar 4.0 or 5.0 now.
No, so we, with a new vision of creating 1 crore jobs, we have been talking about new industrial policy, so new things are coming to, create more employment in the state, within the state, so that we can welcome our youngsters in the state, and they can find jobs in the state. So with the new industrial policy and with the new job creation plan, we are calling it New Bihar, nothing else.
Okay, so, Rohan Gupta, national spokesperson of the BJP, is also with us now. Initially, in the first stage, 65 lakh deleted. Additional deletion happened at 3.66. Now total deletion is 68.5. Combined initial and additional. Names added 21.53. So in all, the drop is 47 lakh. That's a huge number. And as I was telling Sajjan Kumar, it's almost like shrinking of 66%. The entire electorate in Bihar has now shrunk by 6%. You know, one may say that you would have calculated, given the kind of booth management that the BJP has, it would have ensured that that your voters are very much there on the list. But overall, this exercise has been under the cloud of doubt and suspicion. And of course, this entire battle was, fought in the Supreme Court as well. Rohan Gupta.
Maria, I feel that for any suspicion or doubt to be proved, you need evidence, right? We are sitting today, the whole exercise has been carried out very, very transparently, where this list was given to opposition party of the 65 lakh voters. And what could opposition party find a cell evidence where they can prove that vote chori by election commission? No, because I have been in Bihar as a warm in charge here. Maria, this issue has ensured that wins gifted to NDA by Indi Gadbandhan leaders. Telling you with great responsibility. I tell you why. It clearly proves that even after so many years of NDA rule, they don't have any issue on ground. That's why they had to take issue of vote chori, number one. Who is getting impacted by vote chori issue? The people whose name are already there in voter list, they are satisfied. For them, it is non-issue. Another 65 lakh people whose names have been deleted, is any opposition party able to give any evidence that this deleted with purpose or with bad intention? The answer is no. So then who is getting impacted by this thing? You can create euphoria. You can, talk about big things. But at the end of the day, the final person who is getting impacted either is going to vote for you or is going to vote against you. You tell me one person who is getting impacted where he feels that his right has been taken over by this process. No.
Professor Anwar Pasha says that they have submitted documents in the Supreme Court. The RJD and the Congress and the CPI-ML, they have submitted documents against the entire exercise in the Supreme Court.
See, why
because
they have submitted any document of any person out of these 65 lakhs? If they are submitting to Supreme Court, if you are feeling that this process has something wrong, out of these 65 lakhs,
but then if
how
you look
many
at
voters evidence they have submitted?
No, but the new electors before final roll is now 21.53. So overall, from 65, the deletion is now is down to 47, which means that 18 lakh voters which have been added, which means that they submitted their documents, that they are the voters of Bihar. They have the proof of residence.
Yeah, absolutely. They are new. There are many voters who have turned 18 and they are new voters, right? So that number is there. This 21 lakhs is the number of new voters. So you cannot link this 65 with this 21 lakhs.
No, not
Again,
21.
I'm repeating my point.
Yeah. 21 lakh is not the number of new voters.
21.53.
No, 21 lakh is not the number of new voters. It's essentially...
That is what it is.
Not the new voters, which essentially means that those who were deleted, they are making a comeback.
The new voters which are added. I am saying
voters who have been added.
New voters added is 21. Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Professor
So
Anwar
that's what I'm
Pasha.
saying.
Okay.
So at the end,
Professor Anwar Pasha.
I think the wrong data are being produced.
Okay.
As you have rightly said that the number of voters who were deleted in the first stage by the Election Commission, that has come down to, from 65, it has come down to 47 lakh. So this itself shows that how the people were being deprived of their right, how their voting right was being taken away by the Election Commission in collision with BJP. They are not even able to understand how this number has come down. Because we made people aware and people submitted their documents and they got their names included in the list. That's why it has happened. Otherwise, they were bent upon deleting their names and depriving them of their rights. So we have convinced the people, we helped the people to submit their documents, and their names are now in the list. So they are not able to. I think the JDU spokesperson told that there is no unrest. People are not disturbed. People are
but there
happy.
is no unrest. No, people have not.
Did you see the vote chori yatra in Bihar? Did you see the flood of people? लोगों का सैलाब था.
नहीं, बट लेकिन ये कहना कि ये लोगों का सैलाब वोट चोरी के अगेंस्ट में था may not be fair here.
Yeah,
No, this
Professor
is
Anwar Pasha, and at the same time, to use the word unrest
way
may
they
not be
came,
correct either.
The way they came and supported us, the way
Yes,
they
to say
came
that they are
and,
unrest, there is unrest is not correct either.
yeah,
There is no
I am
mobilization, and in a
very-
state which
if
is
you
so
taking
politically
if you are
charged,
taking away
for
their
people,
rights,
no, there is no
people
taking
were
away of right
disturbed,
here.
They were angry. That's why they came on the road. They came on the street.
No,
and they supported us.
You know, if you
Lakhs and lakhs people. They came and supported our yatra. It shows that
if you run
how they
motorcycles
think
and
about this entire
Absolutely
vote
wrong.
story
on the road,
and
there are
how
always
they
people.
supported us and how they express their anger.
Okay.
So
Dr. Sanjay Kumar.
they are trying to. They are
You know,
trying to.
I want to give you a very, very different perspective of this edition. You know, this may be a reverse migration. You know, new voters registering themselves into the state. You know, that may be also a case. We don't know. You know, the data has just come out, so we don't know yet. Yeah. So
That's why
we
are
don't
saying
see
that
any.
we after studying after the study the scrutiny of the data, we will give our whatever the questions we have in our mind, we'll give to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has said very rightly. Supreme Court said that if it is not carried out fairly, if there is no transparency,
Yes.
if you find discrepancies in this entire exercise,
Okay. Rohan Gupta,
we'll
you
not
wanted to
accept
come in.
it.
Yeah, that will be. That will be
Sanjay
Maria,
Kumar,
these
no,
are-
first, one moment. Dr. Sanjay Kumar first. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that if he is, you know, like we are very happy to hear what Supreme Court has to say, but we are very sure that, you know, whatever has happened in the state during the SIR process, you know, it's all very correct, and we are very confident that this is not at all any agenda in the state. You know, it's a very created agenda by Congress, not even by RJD. They are trying to support, but you know, like it's not an agenda.
So, but
for us.
why are you giving a clean chit to the RJD? In fact, RJD is also a petitioner in the Supreme Court. Why are you saying that they are not creating this an issue? They are making this an issue. It's an issue of the
They
Mahagathbandhan.
are making
They are
an issue, but
ignorant. They are
if you
ignorant
find
of
out,
the facts, what is
Marya,
going on.
Maria.
Maria ji, I will give one example. I will give you.
Haan.
As far as this this revision of the electoral roll is concerned, in all the revisions exercise in the past, the number of voters were increased. It was increased. This is the first revision in which the number of voters had come down. So
Okay.
this was not for the inclusion
Yeah,
of
but people
the
have died.
voters.
Yeah, this
People have
is-
died.
This was for the deletion of the voters.
Okay,
This
so
mark
no,
has proved.
I'm not too sure if that is the correct
the final
assessment.
list which has
If
come
people
today
have died
proves that
or
this
have
whole
migrated
exercise
out of the
was
state, they
to
cannot
deprive
be in
the
this
people of
list.
their voting
No,
rights.
that is
Maria.
no. But Professor Anwar Pasha, you cannot
Yeah.
be in the list if you are outside Bihar. If you're not a resident of Bihar,
yeah.
you cannot be in the
in
list.
my
If you have
family-
passed,
in
if
my
somebody
family
has
in the
died,
Bihar-
why should that name be there in the list? Okay, I have
Yeah.
Rohan Gupta and then the
yeah,
last
in
one
my
to
family-
Sajjan.
Maria ji,
Maria,
Okay.
this is
in my
if
family,
people in a large
Bihar,
number
out
are
of
migrating from
eight
Bihar,
elected-
Rohan
Maria.
Gupta.
Shame
Rohan
for
Gupta.
the
Maria, this is the height of hypocrisy by opposition leaders.
Haan.
In Karnataka, they are saying that one voter has twice their name in vote list. It is vote chori.
because of
In
poverty,
Bihar say that if the
because of
duplicate voter is deleted, it is what. Then what is it? It's a
Okay,
process,
Professor
right?
Anwar Pasha,
And
you'll
this
have to be
process-
patient now.
going to
You
other
have to
states.
listen to others.
Just don't speak your word.
Professor
You
Anwar
are
Pasha,
caught
please
now. You
now.
are exposed.
Yes.
This is not the way.
Wait.
So,
Yes.
Maria, this is the problem. In one
Ah.
state, they are saying that duplicate voter is vote chori. Another says the deletion of duplicated voter is vote chori. There was a whole process which was laid down from the beginning, where the draft list was published. Everybody was given right to represent in case their name was deleted. Today, the final list is going to, I think it's come. So then where is the issue? You don't follow the process because you have tried to create a narrative which is not resonating on ground. So now it has become your compulsion to justify something which is not justifiable in eyes of people. So that is what situation of this Indi Gadbandhan. And that's why smartly RJD is moving away from this narrative because on ground, this narrative is not working for them. They have realized that. And
Okay.
that's why they are distancing
Okay,
themselves from
Sajjan, as someone who is on ground, has been researching extensively and trying to understand the ground situation of Bihar, of course, SIR is now increasingly being seen as one of the issues which is being talked about, not necessarily a voting issue, an issue on which an individual will cast his or her vote. But having said that, if this is an issue which can impact the overall election scene in Bihar, which are the regions do you think it will be impacted most?
Marya, overwhelmingly, I also tend to go by the perception that this is an issue for people like us, media personality, political parties, and the stakeholders who are looking at elections from top-down perspective, right? On the ground, bottom-up perspective, I do not see SIR as a prime electoral determinant, right? Nevertheless, let's assume which section is going to be enthused the most. Now, here is the crucial point. Compared to 2020, let's look at the Mahagathbandhan. In 2020, it was Tejasvi who was setting the narrative. He was in the driving seat.
Yes.
In 2025, SIR is an issue around which Mahagathbandhan has rallied, but Congress is in the pilot's position and RJD on the passenger seat. And Congress as a party doesn't have the kind of a cadre and organizational strength to carry it forward and make it the electoral issue that matters, right? For voting behavior and voting influence. So that way I say that more than the people, it is going to set the narrative of Congress around which RJD is trying to accommodate. That is why you see the nomenclatural difference. Congress calls it vote chori and yatra around that. Tejasvi Yadav calls it Bihar Adhikar Yatra. So you also see the difference of semantics. So I think narrative this time is being set from opposition by the Congress, and RJD is forced to follow the suit.
Okay, that's an interesting observation. That's an interesting observation there. Sajjan Kumar, Rohan Gupta, Professor Anwar Pasha and Dr. Sanjay Kumar, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me on this edition of the News Track. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.
Hello, Moto. Do the Moto Moto.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Sir, try berry pulao. Too good. Good, no? Hey, why are you giving him such looks? Ignore tips and use your own mind before you order. Lots of people give unsolicited stock tips. It can be dangerous. Study the company and the risk associated. Invest only after analyzing.
An investor awareness initiative by SEBI.
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky.